Hillsborough County votes to implement an overnight curfew, effective immediately from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. Well, 200 people called into the sheriff's county office put over 1 million residents on lockdown. So, a few people complaining about large groups of over 10 people gathering together to talk about their enjoyment and their little bit of lost freedom that they have left. Okay, disgruntled freedom crashers, I really do know that you want to keep everyone safe, but do you remember why at all that we actually have our rights right now? Well, let me refresh your memory. People gather together to fight against the oppression and controls of our freedoms. You know what? As a Marine, I'm a little bit embarrassed at our treasured military personnel out there dying and losing limbs to protect our freedoms, and we're giving them up like we've been robbed in a back alley in New York. Will you not fight for anything anymore? Don't get me wrong, I don't want anyone to die, period. But this is a dangerous precedent, and it's too far-reaching and has disastrous consequences. So, what I decided to do is search for answers. I had to turn to the main freedom document called the Constitution of the United States of America. I visited the one that's called the First Amendment. The First Amendment basically says this: Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedoms of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people to peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievance. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember the Trojan horse, the huge hollow wooden horse constructed by the Greeks to gain entrance into Troy during the Trojan Wars? The Trojans thought they were really safe, but then blammo! Slavery on a stick. Listen, what I'm trying to say is this. Do me a favor and travel with me through time and space. Watch as I bend the laws of physics and reason. I want you to go ahead and cue that music. Just something I just say. You walk into a Walmart or a food store to purchase an item. Arrows on the floor prompt you that social distancing is being practiced. Meanwhile, a young man with a ventilator mask feels a dreaded sneeze coming on. Achoo! Right into the palm of his hand. He leans over to pick up a can of pork and beans. Unbeknownst to him that the COVID-19 virus has jumped from his hand onto the waiting can. You see, the coronavirus can last about 9 days. I continue. As the young man proceeds to the checkout, obeying the floor arrows and staying 6 feet from the person in front of him, he then reaches the cashier, her plexiglass shield protecting her face and mask and gloves protecting her exposed body from the deadly coronavirus. She grabs the infected can without thinking, then she wipes her hands on her blouse, transferring the COVID-19 virus onto her smock, which she'll take home at the end of her shift. Folks, do you really think that a virus that has crossed an entire ocean, jumped on a plane, has endured smoldering heat in Arctic freezing weather, and hitched a ride on a bus, then grabbed a cab, jacked a cat, got on a dog that had the mange, and finally end up down the throat of an awaiting stranger just so they can cough so it can find a new home? You think a virus that can do all of that stuff I just said is going to be stopped by a cheap cotton mask and some social distancing plan? If I was a coronavirus and I could talk, I'd say one word, and it would be from the movie called Riddick: insulting. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Mr. Asshole, Mr. Smartass, then what's the answer? I would say, live your life. I have yet to see anyone fall down in the street because of the coronavirus and die. I never said it wasn't dangerous. All flus are. Most people are dying because they had other medical conditions. They had things like diabetes and pneumonia. Now, pneumonia is the leading cause of death from the coronavirus. It happens when the air sacs in your lungs fill up with liquid. Now, there are lots of different things that could possibly happen here. So why are young people dying there, Mr. Know-It-All? You probably want to ask me. Well, have you ever heard of a case of a person who's perfectly in healthy condition just dropping off and dying? Of course you have. I don't like it, but it's called the laws of percentages. That actually happens. People die who are healthy all the time, from heart attack, from disease. People who are faith-based people understand this because they have God, and God is right by your side. Folks, I don't want to sound like an a-hole, but trust me, I have the best intentions on the planet when it comes to your loved ones. I want all of you to be safe. I want your kids to live to be 1 billion years old. Hashtag get better soon if they're sick. And if you're sick, stay home. I just want people to understand something. If someone's forcing you to drink water, it could be poison. You need to find out exactly what's in that water. What I'm saying to you is this. If we don't take care of ourselves and monitor our own freedoms, they can evaporate just like that water. So what I want people to do is just be mindful of our rights. We have to work together, and we have to keep each other safe. Folks, if you like this video, do me a favor and click on that little button below that basically says subscribe. That's going to help me out. And also, if you'd like to make a contribution to support me financially, you can click on that little Patreon link that's down at the bottom. Folks, again, like I said, I might sound like I don't care, but I think most of you know that I really do. That's the reason why I'm making this video. It's not to be a smart ass. It's not to be a jerk. Listen, I care about each and every person I know and I don't know. I just want everyone safe. And at the same time, I need to make sure people understand we need to keep our freedoms. Folks, there are rules and laws. We all know that we need to obey these rules and laws. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but I'm just saying, and I can't reiterate this strongly enough, that we need to make sure that the laws that are in place are designed to help us, not to hurt us. Thanks for listening to Talk Boom. I'm Cerebral, and I'm out.